Welcome back, everyone. We are definitely now looking at. I would tell that everyone. Okay. Let's actually open up the. What happens? Where is it actually? Ooh! Thank you so much, PlayStation account on Blue Sky. Very happy that they switched, actually. Let's go up. Let's collapse the god-awful chat. Let's go to the browser. Already on the right tab. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Let's do the obvious thing and add a very important part. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so hope you're all ready. We're gonna just restream this one and let's see how Borderlands 4 is. I'm actually very excited. Like I said it before, I was a bit bummed out by Monster Hunter Wilds. We might stream that one a little bit tomorrow because Arch-Tempered Radar's out, and I guess we should kill it a bit. I mean, not that one of us already killed it today. It's not that hard of a fight, and I think to a degree we're doing these streams right now only to be like, it's not that hard, and that there is like video evidence, because if someone says, oh, it's actually so good and amazing, like, listen, look at the fucking video footage. Everyone who says it's really hard is either, really bad at the game or lying.
Or undergeared.
Or undergeared. Okay, undergeared. But when people come in with undergeared, their argument is even less valid. Then you're like just making it harder for you anyway. Okay. I find it so interesting that Borderlands 4 actually moved up in release date. That is rare. Like, I think the last time this happened, at least I can remember, was Brink. If you're, if anyone remembers goddamn Brink. Good game, bad engine. Literally one of the cases where, like, hey, if you made your game in like Unreal Engine 3 back in the day, probably a better just would have just run better to a big degree, and they didn't. It's it Tech 4, so like wowsy. quite the old one. And not to mention the netcode was just bad. I liked so much about Brink, but like, yeah, the netcode just oof, big oof. Okay, I think it should start as of now, I would say. So, oh, wow, we got some watchers here. Hello, everyone. Anything to listen to? Not yet. I don't really like that they're now making, you know, those deep dive streams. I don't really appreciate that, you know, like you stream like, okay, you know, I have a good idea of what the game is now. Sometimes that works. I remember when they showed Helldivers 2, we were both like, oh, you know, this looks good, this looks fine. And then, but, you know, then when it came out, everyone was like, actually, this is like, you should try it. Helldivers 2 launch was special. Oh. Shame there was like this phase afterwards where they just shit the bed. Generally really interested in what how everything's going to be today. Or if they're announcing that they might do DLC characters again. Would be cool. I mean, I generally find it cool that, you know, at least now with the character-based thing that they're trying to make it so that's like there's an even split between, you know, male and female characters, even though, you know, in the last games, the split was actually, you know, there were more girls than guys. They always had some non-binary person hanging around. Cool. Actually, it's just, I kind of, it's still just like, you know, when you look at the pre-sequel being like the one Borderlands game where you could have 3 girls in a party. Like, almost, we were so close. Like, I know they shouldn't do like the biggest amount of DLC characters, but 2 more girls, even if they're returning, would be nice. We do like playing some girls here. All girl party. Ooh, it's starting. If it's too loud or too silent, just say. I will adjust.
What use is a vault hunter? What use is a killer? A brute. A rule-breaking, loot-taking, running and gunning natural disaster. You are, in a word, mayhem. I take that personally.
A citywide curfew has been enacted. Violators will be shot on sight.
I like that the siren is a summoner now, it seems. Astral Panther, good.
Heyo,
Oh, it's Grease fault.
founder of Gearbox Entertainment. Today, we're giving you our deepest look yet at Borderlands 4. All the excitement, loot, and gnarly carnage all running on PlayStation 5 Pro.
Since creating the looter-shooter genre nearly 16 years ago, we've continued to refine the formula, delivering better loot, greater freedom, and endless mayhem. And with Borderlands 4, we push things even further.
This is hands down our best Borderlands ever. All new movement, abilities, bigger and badder enemies, and a brand new planet. All in service of making you feel like a total badass.
It's the perfect entry point for new players, with incredible new places and a great story. And for our longtime Borderlands fans, we're throwing back to our more grounded tone, while pushing gameplay ahead further than ever before. This is the culmination of years of hard work from my teammates across the Gearbox studios. So enough talk, let's get it. This is Borderlands 4.
It's funny how they really emphasize, oh, we're making this one more grounded again. I like that, you know, especially since it's just one planet again. I have a good feeling about this one, you know?
Borderlands is an unforgiving sci-fi universe where life is cheap and guns are plentiful. You play as a Vault Hunter, a badass mercenary with powerful abilities called action skills.
Today I'm playing as Vex, our new siren. She wields supernatural phase energy to devastating effect. She can use that energy to empower herself, or channel it to conjure deadly minions that fight alongside her.
And because everything's better in co-op, I'm joining as Rafa, a former TDR soldier who wears an experimental exosuit. He can digistruct an arsenal of weapons, like the razor-sharp arc knives.
Oh,
These are two of our 4 new Vault Hunters.
the soldier is TDR.
Borderlands 4 takes place on Kairos, an all-new planet steeped in conflict. For thousands of years, the Timekeeper kept the planet hidden, controlling its inhabitants with bolts, cybernetic implants fused to their spines. Anyone who stepped out of line was brutally crushed by his army of synthetic soldiers known as the Order.
That is until 6 years ago when Elpis showed up. This rogue moon was teleported away from Pandora at the end of Borderlands 3 by the legendary Vault Hunter Lilith. When it reappeared across the galaxy, it crashed into the protective veil around Kairos. The results were devastating. A planet-wide cataclysmic event that disrupted the Timekeeper's perfect order.
Now people all across Kairos have started rising up, some even ripping out their bolts, and chunks of their brain along with it.
Here it comes!
That's the situation our Vault Hunters have crash-landed into. A planet ready to explode, and you're the spark. As you explore, you'll meet a cast of incredible characters. Fan favorites return, like Zane and Moxie.
Moxie's in, yeah.
You'll also meet new friends like Rush.
And as always, Claptrap is along for the ride.
Last but not least is Echo 4. This helpful drone follows you everywhere, hacking order tech, scanning the environment, and helping guide you to objectives. But enough of all that. Let's get into the game.
Honestly, that looks...
Thanks to our improved lobby system, it's easier than ever to join up with your friends on the fly. And with full crossplay at launch, you can play with your friends on any platform.
Today, we're venturing into Terminus Range, a frigid, mountainous region.
This is just one of the 4 zones on Kairos that you can seamlessly explore. There's next to no loading time, just endless looting and shooting mayhem.
Oh.
For our current mission, we need to break into a secret black site located deep in the mountains. One of the Timekeeper's generals, Vile Lichter, has been conducting grotesque experiments on locals. It's up to us to stop it.
All right, let's get moving. Here I'm using Glide, one of our new movement abilities. Along with dash, double jump, climbing, and point grapple, these make getting around more fun and add a ton of utility to combat.
A glide and climbing, that's...
As you traverse, you'll uncover a vast and beautiful world. And to bring Kairos to life, we've introduced dynamic weather and events, so you constantly have new things to discover.
There's also plenty of local wildlife to contend with, like these Cratch, flying beasts who attack in flocks.
we've come across a silo, one of several new activities in Borderlands 4.
You'll naturally discover short gameplay experiences like this all across Kairos. There's no need to pick up a mission first. These are auto-granted and tracked on your HUD.
Silos house old, decommissioned order tech that you can hijack for the Crimson Resistance.
With the help of Echo 4, we'll hack into their network and release the communications balloon. Now that we're in charge, we can fast travel to the silo. And as a bonus, it's revealed the approximate location of a vault key fragment. We can collect these fragments to unlock a hidden vault, a high-level dungeon with challenging combat and serious loot.
Let's get after it.
I like this idea of, you know, being more freeform in terms of exploration, what you can do. Also, oh yeah, you collect vault keys and open dungeons. Good. I like dungeon crawling in my
Another nice thing about
RPG.
silos is you can zip line up and take off.
Oh. Someone played Apex Legends. You know, positively. That's a neat idea.
And if that's not fast enough for you, you can always pull out your personal vehicle, the Digirunner. Just hop on, hit boost, and get rolling.
Someone
You
played
can
Destiny
customize
2.
the body, paint job, and even how it handles.
Someone
And because
definitely
this
played
is
Destiny 2.
Borderlands, you best believe it has guns.
But probably better, so,
As you traverse, you'll encounter a host of dynamic events. From order patrols to world bosses, there's always something to shoot and loot.
All right, we're coming up on an order outpost. Let's see the new movement abilities in action.
Chaining our new traversal abilities together makes combat more dynamic than ever. You can dash in and out of melee attacks, dodge projectiles, or quickly reposition to gain an advantage.
they really looked at basically every movement ability in every game ever of the last years and were like, yeah, sounds good.
Now I know that there's a vault fragment around here somewhere, but we've got a mission to get back to. Let's pull out Echo 4 to show us where to go.
And someone played Dead Space.
We're meeting up with none other than the Tigra Partali herself, Amara. She's a former vault hunter and exotic pet sitter from Borderlands 3. She came to Kairos in search of Lilith and is now helping us take down the Timekeeper.
Don't you whine at me, Hermes. We'll play in a moment, huh? Oh, you agree to pet sit for a few weeks, and the next thing you know, you're having full conversations with animals.
You don't use security like that unless you've got something to hide. This must be the path to the black site.
Agreed. But if Lilith is on the other side, I don't mind some property destruction.
Ooh, your specialty! Please, be my guest.
Come, let's throw some light on this black site of his. This place is crawling with creeps. Clear them out.
Co-op has always been at the heart of Borderlands, and we put a ton of work into making it better than ever. Our improved lobby was just the start. You can also set your own campaign difficulty independently of the rest of the party. This way, everyone can tune the experience to their liking.
And you don't have to worry about loot ninjas stealing your drops, as loot is always instanced for each player. Plus, if you ever get split up, you can easily fast travel to your friends.
And 2-player split screen returns so you can enjoy couch co-op. Regardless of how you play, we just want you to be able to hang with your buddies and have a great time.
What the hell is that?
I mean, you know what? If someone is like, hey, we bring back split screen, good. Split screen should always be in a co-op game, in my opinion.
Everyone else heard the talking creep, right?
Tim feels like the product of Lictor's twisted mind. Another of his experiments. If he's doing this to creeps, I shudder to think what he's doing to Lilith. We need to get inside. That air vent. Let's check it out. Hermes is really creeped out in here. Not me, obviously. Hermes.
Now that we're in the black site, let's take a moment to talk about loot. In Borderlands 4, each piece of gear comes from one of 8 manufacturers with their own characteristics and trademarks. There's Jacobs, with crit-friendly black powder weapons, the elemental expertise of Maliwan, Vladov, who solve lower accuracy with more bullets, the toss to reload Tedior, or Torg with explosions! We also have 3 new ones. The Order with powerful charge and release blasts, fully auto rippers, and the reliable, easy-to-use Daedalus, which can use multiple ammo types.
But that's just the start. We've introduced an all-new licensed parts system. This allows for behaviors and abilities from multiple manufacturers to spawn in a single weapon. For instance, this flat-off assault rifle features a Torg mag, Hyperion shield, and a Maliwan elemental switch, meaning it shoots fast and explodes things. The higher the rarity, the more parts that can randomly spawn, creating wilder and wilder loot.
And that's before even getting into alt-fire modes, underbarrels, and elemental damage.
The possibilities are
Interesting.
truly endless.
That's the that's a thing they
To
had
support
in
playing with your favorite manufacturer,
well, the DLC we
we've
just
added
played.
enhancements. This new type of gear replaces artifacts and provides bonuses to specific manufacturers. Take my current enhancement. It adds a kill bonus to all guns with Daedalus parts, along with more reload speed and critical damage.
So basically,
This
access
lets you
walls from
min-max your build around
Wonderlands.
your favorite manufacturer, immediately turning just okay guns into amazing weapons.
Finally, we've heard your feedback, and we've overhauled our drop rates and loot across the game. We've worked hard to make sure all our gear feels better than ever, while also making rarity matter again. This makes for our most satisfying loot chase ever. And at the top of everything are legendaries. These have always had unique effects that you won't find on any other piece of gear. But in Borderlands 3, they drop too often. This not only devalued legendaries, it made everything feel less valuable. In our new system, not only do all guns feel great, but now legendaries will truly be special events. We've added the magic back to our loot chase, and we know you'll love grinding all that great gear on Kairos.
But let's get back to combat so I can show you my favorite thing, Ordnance. This is the new gear slot for grenades and heavy weapons like rocket launchers. Instead of taking up a gun slot and ammo, Ordnance now has cooldown timers. No more saving the big guns for boss fights. Now you can blow stuff up as often as you want.
Before we go further, let's talk a little bit about action skills. Every Vault Hunter has a set of 3 unique action skills. These are class-defining abilities with devastating effects. Up until now, I'd been using Incarnate to deliver powerful phase blasts. But let's switch it up to Phase Familiar and pull out Trouble. As you can see, each action skill has its own branching skill tree, giving you more build freedom than ever before. On top of passive skills, you can further customize action skills with augments and capstones. These are socketed enhancements that add new behaviors and functions to your action skill.
Different builds completely change how combat plays out, resulting in near endless freedom to experiment. You can swap unlock augments or capstones on the fly, or completely respec your skill trees at hubs around Kairos.
This gives us a chance to talk about traits. Each Vault Hunter has a unique passive ability called a trait. For Vex, her action skills attune to the element of her equipped weapon. So by swapping guns, I can change Trouble's damage from kinetic to shock, fire, or any other elemental type.
Woohoo!
And also, you can pet the cat.
Pet the cat.
Or is it?
Good feature. Important.
Let's see where this event takes us.
Petting dogs, I sleep. Petting cats, real shit.
Are those test tubes?
I'm down. But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return. Of course, I could have avoided it in the first place if I had just used my ref kit. This new piece of gear provides health and other buffs, like temporarily boosting my elemental damage, rate of fire, or movement speed.
I'm almost afraid to ask what's in the tube.
Oh, look at these guys. Are those crystals growing out of them?
By the way, if you're looking to experience the story again or just grind for loot, we've added full mission and boss replay. That's right, no more save loading to run bosses. Now you can return to the arena and use Moxie's big encore machine to spawn another run.
Nice.
But we'll talk more about endgame later. For now, let's jump ahead and show you something truly badass. In Borderlands 4, our bosses are bigger and better than ever, putting all your new skills, gear, and abilities to the ultimate test.
Whoa, spoilers! That's enough of that for now. But we look forward to showing you much more this June at our first hands-on gameplay event.
And from everyone at Gearbox, thank you for joining us.
I still don't know why they commit to the red, but I mean, they committed to the red. They did it, so. Alright, yeah. Let's just back up here a bit. Maybe open the thing on YouTube, then we can skip to some parts. I mean, honestly, I would say it looks pretty good. Like, seriously, it looks pretty good. And I can't. Time to log into YouTube, I guess. Generally, I think they're on the right way. Especially since the whole, okay, yeah, we're making it a bit more grounded in terms of writing. Seriously, and during that whole sequence, I was like, okay. The most out there joke was, someone just screaming Tim, and it's like, God damn it, Tim, what have you done? But also, it was part of the, it wasn't really a joke, it was also like, this is horrifying, doing experiments and all, so, yeah. Why are the captions French? I generally think I would generally say I like the fact they're going for bigger worlds now. What I still like is that they set areas, because like I think a big problem a lot of games always have is they want to go and just become open world games, and I think that is like not a good idea, because it's just balancing open world games in the right way, working towards them is always it can end up in disaster. And second of all, another very big part, like probably the biggest part I will always say is the Achilles heel of most open world experiences. It's the technology. Like big areas, I am fine with that. I generally like the idea of bigger areas. I mean, I kind of did that with Wonderlands already. So like they have pretty solid areas, but like I think from what I see here, those are bigger. So yeah, down with that. And considering, I just have some comparison. I wonder if they actually uploaded the how much you need for the game to run the game, because the Borderlands series was always very budget friendly when it comes to running on any PC actually. So this is like one thing where I always say, oh, you like co-op, you like RPGs and such, Borderlands will run on your PC, no problem. Like let's just take a look. The last one is Tiny Tina's Wonderland Shut the Fuck Up trailer, and Steam says the minimum requirements are 6 GB of RAM and a GTX 960 4GB and AMD FX 8350. That's pretty, that's serviceable. Like recommended specs are a Ryzen 5 2600 and a GTX 1060 6GB, which is like Agonia's PC is flying past that, and she's basically using my old parts. So I think a 2700, like Ryzen 7 2700 or something, like 6 core. No, it's an 8 core. I think it's an 8 core. GTX 1080. I don't think 4 will be it will be more, because like as I said, bigger areas to explore and just more fluid and stuff. And as they showed, you can just go fluidly into areas and dungeons, which is, by the way, in my opinion, probably one of the best things to steal from Destiny. And I will bring this one up because like seeing that trailer in terms of that gameplay footage, in terms of what they added, they definitely looked at all the other games, which is interesting because like I kept saying Borderlands overall was design-wise, in my opinion, still like the better game than all of them. So yeah, let's go back here. Do we have? It's not listed yet, I guess. Let's just see. Maybe they updated it just. I mean, they showed it on PS5 Pro, which is like obviously that will run probably pretty well on that, but nope, nothing on the PC side yet. Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if you can still use a 1080 in terms of graphics. But yeah, generally I like some of this, a bunch of the stuff I saw. Like, as they said, bigger areas. Just to the fact you have a glide, you can climb specific surfaces. But like, you know, it's something. I don't think climb everywhere is like the best mechanic that every video game needs to have. So, you know, it's fine if you can just climb in a lot of places. It's also interesting that we have a dash now. So, hey, Unreal Tournament. How are you? Sadly, we didn't see much about the other two Vault Hunters, but I mean, hey, you have a pet, face pet. It's a big cat. That's a good design, actually. That's like, generally, I like that. Let's just put it up again. There we go. Look at the high definition kitty. Look at it. Very cute. Yeah, I don't know what to say more about it. It's interesting to look at all the stuff and be like, okay, you played this game, you played this game, you played this game, but like in a positive way. Because, as said before, I think Borderlands already did a lot of stuff better than most games. And they probably could have kept going because everyone was like already in agreement that 3 2 Degree Wonderlands were kind of the best of the series anyway in a lot of ways, at least gameplay wise, and I wouldn't disagree with that as much. I think they have other weaknesses, you know. So for example, I would say, you know, playing Wonderlands, I'd say the combat and class design is better. Not that hard actually, you know, especially since the previous games, but like Borderlands 1 has a different feeling, you know. Even if you look at Secret Armory of General Knox, going, oh, you have to drive a lot. Fair, but like, you really have a sense of scale to that. It's pretty limited with what they did, you know, with the technology they had, but it had scale. It had a feeling of scale. And it seems like they're going back to that, and that's pretty nice. Oh yeah, want to point that out. So this system is actually really interesting because licensed parts make sense actually. So in actually the Secret Armory of General Knox that we are streaming right now, we will continue next time. They added basically special weapons that were I don't know the name anymore. Let me just Google that really quickly. Really quickly. And also just give a shout out. Welcome. There we go. Yeah. So increased level cap, the new gear, weapons, shields. Yeah, we know that. We know that. Oh yeah, right. Here we have it. I don't find it. Anyway, okay, basically they had some weapons that were basically too fused together. So the fact that they're basically saying now, oh hey, yeah, this is just a return. This is a returning mechanic, expanded, but a returning mechanic. I like that. It definitely makes it a bit more interesting in what you can see in higher rarity levels, because that's the next part. I generally find it interesting how much they pointed at things that were especially critiques of, you know, the people that played a lot. Because they could have gone in another way. I probably am not gonna be agreeing with a lot. Like the whole, you know, setting the difficulty for yourself is like, huh? But also considering if you have a lower difficulty, you just get worse loot is like, why would you want to play on lower difficulties then? You shouldn't. You just don't. You want the good loot. If you can play on a high difficulty, go to the high difficulty. That's how you play these games. In general, saying, hey, you know, lowering the drop rate of legendaries, and I mean, maybe they're bringing back pearlescent weapons down the line, who knows? But like lowering legendaries, and then having, you know, the system now that they can have weapon parts from other manufacturers is cool, because like, yeah, having a flood of receiver, Malavan attachment, Hyperion barrel, and Torque magazine is like, what the hell is that monster? Like, oh, elemental rockets, rapid fire, what the hell? Rapid fire elemental rockets. I'm down, I guess, but yeah. Generally like that they're bringing this back, you know, in a bigger way. And generally the fact that they're saying like, hey, you know, legendaries and stuff, rarer, but also like weapon rarity means like that weapon is going to be actually more, it's just going to be stronger. I think they added, like in Borderlands 1 this was like sometimes the case, but I think in 2 they got it better. Hopefully that's gonna be the case, you know? I mean, would it devalue a lot more about the previous guns? Sure. But, you know, if you hit a good weapon, I think that probably is gonna be better overall. Yeah. Generally, during that segment, the writing, you know, the crawler being some weird experiment that says Tim, that's even more harmless than the first game. Like, they are definitely serious with being like, okay, hey, listen, this is a fucked up universe, and, you know, we're gonna be a bit tongue-in-cheek, but, like, let's just get back to a bit more of the serious part, and the fact that, you know, you kinda are on a fucked up planet with fucked up people that did fucked up things. So generally appreciating that. Oh, what's another thing? Positive thing. Oh yeah. Having, you know, those silos just being like, oh hey, you know, you just fight them and you unlock them, and then you have like this, you know, Apex Legends, you can just rappel your way up and whoosh, go over the map. I'm not going to complain. Once again, it's one of those things where I can see, like, I know where this is coming from. You played Apex Legends, I will not complain, because, like, I mean, if it's a good mechanic in a fucking Battle Royale game, and like, Apex Legends is the one Battle Royale I can tolerate to a degree, but, like, I just don't like Battle Royale games. On the other hand, hey, it's now in a game about actual exploration. Cool, I like that. instead of, you know, going to catch a ride, you just have now a glider you can spawn whenever you want. You know, that you can modify and upgrade and all that. Hello, Destiny 2. I see your gliders there. On the other hand, and I will say two things, what this game already gets better than Destiny 2. First of all, you know, it has guns and you can upgrade them. Nice. So it's not just skins. Second of all, you don't need to go in a dumb-ass menu to open it. It's that you just have a button to spawn it. Do you know how annoying that is, that Destiny 2 is for some reason just a menu game when it doesn't need to be in a lot of ways? Like, I get, okay, that in some cases you want to have a menu. It's just unavoidable in some cases of the time. But why? Why do I need to goddamn open the map, hold a button, and then it spawns the glider, only to jump off of it, you know, a few minutes later? So really, the next problem, Destiny 2 is not really that performant. So actually, I just have to say, recently started playing Destiny 2 again because I kind of wanted to. Maybe we continue that. Maybe we'll finish the DLCs at some point and be like, hey, we played through Destiny 2. On the other hand, what you're telling me that they're going to release a better Destiny, you know, better game with Destiny 2 aspects that apparently that seems to run better and just has a more well thought out aspects of all of those mechanics. Oh wowzy, why should I play Destiny 2 when Borderlands 4 is right here? Yeah, that's good. Actually, I like that. Then what else? What else can we talk about? What else in thing? Okay, you know what? I mean, it's not hard to say about Vex Assault. All the sirens were hot so far, you know? It's just, she's a bit more goth. We all know a weakness for goth girls. So I just realized that whatever the class the other girl is, the Malevan girl, I think it's she's Malevan. Lunashek, that sounds like she's a hard rock fan, which is actually, yeah, goddammit girl, be a nerd. Be the nerd you want to be. You know what the biggest problem about this is? Here's the thing. I'm seeing this, I'm getting like, hey, I like what I'm seeing, I probably want to play Borderlands 4. Might be a launch day thing, depending on how the budgets, you know, works out. Or if someone, you know, in the community wants to, you know, donate it, and then we have like a co-op launch thing and continue it afterwards. You know, just, you know, everyone starts at the beginning or so. The problem is, I can guarantee you that I feel like Vex might be one of those characters I might beef over with Agonia. Oh, what do you mean? Self-enhancement abilities? Minion summoning abilities? Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Again, maybe the barbarian type character with the melee, with the axes that we saw in the other trailer. Maybe that's gonna be more interesting, but who knows? But like, I feel like there's gonna be contention of who's gonna play the siren this time. Which is like, give us more sirens to play as. You have a Namara model, make her a DLC character. It's pretty great to play her again. Let's just see. Some other just positive tidbits before we get to the more but like, you know what? If my complaints so far are more, you know, just small stuff, I generally would say this game is doing a lot of stuff right. I think again, the atmosphere is better again. I generally like the idea of the I kind of like this idea of, okay, hey, you know, they have robots, which is like the timekeeper having these robots. It's more like, I mean, okay, here's the thing. The main antagonist faction using robots, that's Borderlands 2. But the main antagonist faction are using these humanoid-like robots that are kind of bioorganic, and other people are kind of like mages. That's cool. I like the cult aesthetic, and I like the fact that they're like, hey, we literally implanted people things into their spine to make them obey, and the fact that the psychos are, just another form of rebellion, as in they rip their things out and are like, yeah, sorry, you just went crazy from that, which is like, I get it. I get that. Yeah, it's good. It has vibes. I think they are on the right track here. Very much on the right track, actually. So yeah, overall, as you can see here, the Borderlands of Kairos, it seems to be a pretty big area. I like the fact that, oh hey, you hunt, you find hints to there are vault keys there, and then you find the vault keys, then you assemble a vault key, then you can open a vault and have like a dungeon. I like dungeon crawling, so yay. Me happy when there's more dungeon crawling in my RPG. Should not be a big surprise, actually. So, yeah, gameplay-wise, I can really not complain. This seems, all of this seems well thought out. The writing seems more focused, seems more serious. I generally think they got a good aesthetic going here. Okay, here's a complaint. And I cannot... Okay, how the fuck is every time when I have a problem with a game that it comes down to the UI? It's always the UI in recent years. Let me explain. I don't have a general problem with the UI as you can see it here. It's, it's simplistic, but it has this, techno vibe to it, more futuristic techno vibe, which is fine. I think it fits the feeling of, you're fighting against this highly, highly technologically advanced order. I mean, they fucking sealed off a planet. Fine, good. I'm not complaining about that. This is fine. This is an aesthetic thing, but like, this is fine. It's, you can see clearly what is going on. It has contrasts, like, here's always a thing. I think people, especially when it comes to, colorblindness, there's always this thing that people make stuff washed out, like having clear borders, clear contrast. That's good design. I don't mind that. I would also think that they did a little bit better job with some of the in-game, the in-game, but like, the in-game menu is fine, I always like that it popped up in front of you, but, this is just it's still, this is bigger than most. Like, most games there, the UI is just cut together. This is fine. I don't have a big problem. It's just, the typical main and sub menu thing, like optimized for console, so shouldn't be the biggest problem. As you can see, you have the enhancements down here, which is like, this all reminds me of Wonderlands. Like Wonderlands, you had, armor, ring, and amulets, and now you have like, 3 enhancements. And you have like this medic thing and your heavy weapon. Wow. So, basically some sort of extra stuff, spell and utility stuff. It's all variations on that. That's fine, you know. I would say the skill tree is just, again, better readable right now. I still have the whole thing with, you know, I can't fit it on one page anymore, but like more spacing between, you know, the perk signs, and that you can actually clearer see what is on there, because like that's a problem Wonderlands has. If you open that game or looked at the skills, you're like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? You know, it has that kind of feeling, because you're like, what is going on here? What is like, what is even the meaning? Yeah, I can actually open that just a second, actually, because we have like some build generators open, because, you know, let me just really quickly set this one up. We can go back just to show the difference. And there we go. So, yeah, as you can see, this is currently the build I'm building towards. So it's a good one, but probably not the best one. But if you look at this one, you're probably like, what the hell is going on here? And like, yeah, this is not better in game, I can tell you, because this is literally how they just slammed those skill trees together, and like, you know, they're this boxed format, and they're like, oh, you can increase them, and like, here are the signs, and like, it's weird that they managed to, oh, there's a lot of detail, but this also just makes it harder to read, because like, okay, we have like 3 shields, but even at a glance it's like, which one is what? What is going on here? You can distinguish a few, but like, it's not well readable, especially since it all uses the same color scheme. It's like, not good. Like, this was definitely a problem in Wonderlands, and yeah, compared to Oopsie, there we go. Compared to what they have right now here, especially since what they explain, you know, way more spaced towards the skill tree, way more spaced out. It's more simplistic, but that makes it more readable, and that's good. Like, generally, readability, good. Okay, yeah. The one thing I will complain about, and I don't know if someone from Gearbox will listen to this, and like, I know it's probably gonna be a minor thing, but, and this is a big but, especially since I'm playing through Borderlands 1 now, and we're going to play through Borderlands 2.
New gear slot
Shut up. See, we're going here for this segment, and it should happen in literally a second. It was that you get enough XP now from killing again, so good. I generally think it's better if you can level, you know, having some quests that give you XP. Yeah. So let's just see what they That is some weak ass leveling up screen. I mean, don't get me wrong. It does the job. It tells you leveled up, level 25. It has a nice flare, you know, flare around it when it happens. that's also fine. This is boring. Like, just, it's boring. Like, I don't mind the more, you know, techno part of the UI, you know, clear part in general, you know, the other stuff, because it's a sci-fi game. You know, it fits. This is boring. Like, playing Borderlands 1, playing Borderlands 2, and I think even the pre-sequel, leveling up was like a big cartoon letters, level up. That had flair, you know? That had some... And you saw it. You saw it a few times. And it's just... I mean... Yeah, sure, it wasn't like, you know, the biggest thing. But... It said level up in, like, nice cartoony letters. Like, yellow on the back. It's just... The level up... It doesn't even have the exclamation mark anymore. You know? I know I'm probably just screaming for something that in the long run wouldn't be like the most important thing. And I know in 3 they changed it a bit to a bit different stuff, but it, like 3 still had, you know, the yellow on, you know, yellow level on background. And I said, you know, which level you was, but like, just do the level up for, you know? Do it how it was before. Just wrapping this one up, because like, yeah, is this boomer complaining? I guess, but like, sorry, the rest of UI, it's like, here's the thing. I know this is an artistic choice. I can generally see the rest of the UI working, and I don't have a problem. It's simplistic, but it does the job. And it has good contrast. It's readable. I don't have a problem with that. There's a reason why it is like that. The level up sign, that's a bad artistic decision, because there was a coherent factor in the games before. Like, and bring that back. Like, if someone from Gearbox hears that, make it a toggle or so, I don't care, but like, keep the old yellow bold letters. That's just an identity of the series, and I know you want to be a bit more grounded, but like, that was there since the beginning. No one, like, just keep it. This is Call of Duty. And I hate comparisons like that, because I know always, like, people say, it's Call of Duty, it's bad, I don't like it, but like, Call of Duty had this standardized big thing in the middle. That's their identity, okay? Like, this is a visual identity of Call of Duty or Battlefield, you know, the multiplayer shooters. Borderlands had big yellow level up letters. Please bring them back. Same thing later when you showed, was it here? I think it was here.
I'm down.
Yeah.
But thankfully, our fight for your life mechanic makes a return.
Like, again, second wind, it's just not that bold, okay? The second wind before that was more like, you know, oh hey, it's this big blue stuff, and this is too sterile, okay? This is just too sterile. Those two things, maybe sit someone down and be like, yeah, maybe we can change a bit of the UI about that. That is the main complaint I have. The rest, yeah, as I said before, I think this looks good. I think Borderlands 4 is like, yeah, this might be the co-op game of the year. I know people are like, but Monster Hunter, sorry, Monster Hunter Wilds is not as good as it's all the other Monster Hunters before it. You could maybe argue it's better than the first game. I maybe you could say that, but like, you know, the first Monster Hunter game was like a very experimental, weird game that you played with the stick. And the second Monster Hunter game was similar, but Wilds is just not that. And yeah. Otherwise, Borderlands 4, it looks great. It really looks great. Aside from those 2 UI decisions, I do not have anything to complain. I really hope the hands-on stuff is gonna happen. I wish I could be there, but I probably won't because, you know, I'm not big. That's even when I say, hey, someone from Gearbox, if you see us, maybe change the UI in that part at least. Yeah, I know it's not gonna reach them. Still, Borderlands 4. Yep, this is probably gonna be the co-op game of this year, because this just sounds like, hey, we made the areas bigger. Hey, you now have your own craftable vehicle that you can ride. Hey, we have more traversal options. Hey, here's some stuff from other games. Hey, we made the whole gun variety more interesting. Hey, we made the, you know, the how's it called, the legendary systems a bit more interesting. We have a whole dungeon system, and it's like, cool. I'm down. Let's go. Borderlands 4, you will probably hear from me more about that on Blue Sky, but for now, leave it at that. As in, it looks great. We will keep playing Borderlands on this channel, and we will probably, at some point, play Borderlands 2 or so. Who knows? Yeah. And until later, well, until Friday, where we're gonna play some more TTRPGs. Hope you're all gonna have a great day and a great rest of the week. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you all then. Good night and goodbye.